Recording has begun.
Recording has begun. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Shahzad Hussain and I live at 20 Primary Way, Bradford. It's now been 150, I think it's been now 152 days since my brother's been kidnapped from my care and held hostage by the local authority. It's actually been 5 months to the day that my brother's been kidnapped. 5 months to the day that he's been taken from my care. He was taken on the 8th of August 2023, and today is the 8th of January 2024. So 5 months later, I have absolutely no idea where my brother is. And let's go from one extreme, when I'm looking after this guy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing him with full personal care, dealing with all his incontinent issues, food, clothing, showering, bathing, everything. From one extreme to the other extreme in just less than 20 minutes later. From the one extreme of me being his complete carer, brother, carer, advocate, representative, everything. For me being everything in his life, to then the other extreme being me being nothing to him, and where he's now been taken away, bunged into some care home without his authority, without his consent. Basically, he's been human trafficked. That's what it's called. That's the definition of human trafficking. He's been human trafficked from my care for the last 5 months with the and it seems that all these criminalities such as slavery, murder, grand larceny, rape, all these serious crimes can only be committed by citizens. It can't be committed by state. That's what they're trying to tell me. They're trying to say that no, when we do it, it's not a crime. When you do it, or when anybody else does it, any natural person does it, that's a crime. The definition of a crime is when a natural person does it. When a collective does it, such as a corporation, particularly a public authority corporation, then it's not a crime. And that doesn't really make sense. That is just, the way they would like to see the world, where it exonerates them from any wrongdoing and criminality, and whilst they're taking in public money and public funds. Yes, I mean, I'm sure you would like the world to work that way. You would like the world to work in a way that best suits your needs, best suits your criteria, best suits your objective and narrative, rather than the truth. But it's still the same, isn't it? I mean, what's mainly in the news today is the whole post office scandal debacle that's come out. And well, what was that? Who's the post office owned by? Is it not owned by the state? Is it not an arm of the state? Are not postal workers civil servants? Are they not? Is it not part of the state? And what were they doing? What is this post office scandal? Is it not the case where the post office knew that their system, I think it was called the Horizon system, was miscalculating the paymasters' costs, or there was some financial irregularities due to a glitch in the system, rather than own up and say, look, this is a glitch in the system, because it's happening to everybody. It simply cannot be the case that all of these postmasters who are rigorously vetted to become a postmaster. I mean, they need to make sure that these people don't have a criminal record or anything of the kind. So they're rigorously vetted in order to become a postmaster. These people, one on its own, making a fraudulent, taking the money fraudulently would be understandable. But there were numerous in the postmasters where this was being effective, and so it's inconceivable that those who run the post office, and may I add, I think the lady's name, I can't remember what the lady's name is, but she got CBE honoured, knighted basically by the Queen. Now they're asking to have that removed, just like Kirsten England got knighted recently. So the bottom line is that they knew that this was a glitch in their own system. Rather than own up to the glitch in their own system and put their hand up and say, you know what, yes, we messed up, they thought, well, you know what we'll do? We'll rather criminally convict these people, destroy their lives, give work to our solicitors and barristers and the solicitor and barrister community at large, make them all go through the judicial system and convict them and destroy their reputation, so we can make money out of it. So do you see, this is just another plain example of where, rather than owning up to a failure, what they try to do is they try to commoditize. What they try to do is try to commoditize their failures. Isn't that ingenious? And it's no more ingenious than, I used to have a friend a long time ago, and he had diabetes. He's the same age as myself, and he started suffering from diabetes. And his parents were obviously devastated that their firstborn son was suffering from diabetes. And so what he would do is, in order to get out of working or doing anything, he would just he would utilize his diabetes as an excuse to get out of working or taking on any commitment, and pulling on the heartstrings of his parents in order to get out of any responsibility of doing any work that he was required to do. I mean, he was just basically mollycoddled by his parents because he started suffering from diabetes, and he would utilize that. And so that's just a clear example of somebody utilizing or commoditizing or leveraging their disability to their own advantage when it's not necessary. He could have done all those things that he was asked to do. He just wanted to utilize the excuse of laziness and incompetence to leverage the fact that he had an debilitating illness such as diabetes. Similarly, many other people do the same thing. They leverage their illness in order to buy them. They leverage their illness and commoditize it for their own benefit in order to get out of doing work. And it's the same thing with the local authority, and the post office. They saw an opportunity, said, "Well, look, we've really messed up here. Let's commoditize our failure and export it out to the postmasters." And that's what they did in that circumstance. In my particular circumstance, they've done exactly the same thing. There was a failure of the local authority to regularly annually audit the direct payments that they were paying out. They didn't do that. When I looked to whistleblow on that, they said, "Well, what can we do here? What we can do is we can commoditize our fault, and export it out to him, and as a result of which we can then take away all his trust fund. You can make hundreds of thousands of pounds as a result of leveraging our position as a local authority, and all the connections that we have and all the partnerships that we have. You can utilize that, single him out, target him, and victimize him and his family. They've ended up murdering my family members, and now we're in a situation where they are looking to looking to retrospectively justify these actions. And all that's really happening is that they seem to be digging themselves deeper and deeper into a hole of their own making, which is continuously needing them to do more and more in order to cover up more and more of their mistakes. And it just reminds me of the nursery rhyme, the little old lady who ate a fly, who through her logic and reason had to keep on eating more and more bigger animals in order to overcome or deal with the first fly that she ate. Ended up eating a horse or something ridiculous like this. But it just shows you how one lie leads to another lie, and even a bigger lie, and even a bigger lie. And now we're at this situation now where everybody's simply refusing to engage with me or speak to me, knowing the fact that I've caught them all out, and what they want to do is they want to do acts of villainy and tyranny against me, so that they can look to leverage their position and authority. And this is the same thing that's happening with the courts right now. No doubt I have a premonition that something bad is happening in the courts right now. They're setting me up, as I had premonitions last year in December, when all of a sudden on the 19th of December I've received a limited civil restraint order by the judge in my absence, and without consulting me and without a hearing. And it's simply that's the civil restraint order is basically now disabling me from doing anything. And so similarly, they're no doubt plotting and planning with the police, with the council, with the housing association, with everybody sitting around saying, well, how more can we, or what else can we do to really mess this guy up, because we've done quite a lot so far, but it's not finishing off. And that's the thing with these people, they don't know how to finish things. They're all good at planning, and but they don't have that the final killer's instinct, or should I say, they can't close a deal. Yeah, that's it. They're not very good at closing the deal, and then they just, you have to be focused, dedicated, and sharp to close a deal. And they're not in a position. They're not good at closing deals. They suffer from moral quandary, or should I say, cognitive dissonance, because they know they're doing something wrong. They shouldn't be doing something wrong, so they hesitate. rather than going for the killer instinct, or rather than finishing you off. You've got to close on a deal, and they're not willing to do that because they're suffering from regret or buyer's anxiety or something similar to this, where they know the fact that if we close on this deal, are we doing the best thing? Is it the right time? And the reality is they're a bunch of amateurs. They've got power and authority, but they've got no dedication to the or ability to close the deal. And this is what's been happening. They're butchering things. That's what they enjoy. That's what happens. And it's not what they enjoy doing. It's what actually happens is because of their fraud and deception, or this cognitive dissonance, they just end up butchering everything. Everything they do is just a failure and butchering, and then rewinding and lying and cheating. Just pathetic. So anyway, today is 153 days that my brother's been kidnapped from my care. It's now on the 8th of January 2024. It's been 5 months to the day, anniversary of my brother's abduction. I have no idea where he is. I have no idea whether he's alive or dead, and what kind of condition they're holding him under. It's just simply they're simply looking to mentally break me down. And as they must realize now, 5 months later, I'm very resilient and headstrong and determined, and they anticipated that I'll have a mental breakdown, do something that would cause them and give them cause to escalate the matter further, and I'm remaining cool, calm and collected all this time. So today is the 8th of January. I'm not suicidal. I'll never kill myself, and any harm comes to me directly or indirectly is a direct result of the local authority looking to plot and plan and machinate with all its partners and associates in order to bring about my demise because of their systemic failures. Much like the post office scandal, this is many orders of a magnitude worse, because they're doing it deliberately to end my family members' life. They're committing murder, basically, and they murdered a number of my family members, and now they're looking to target both me and my brother. We'll leave it there. Allah Hafiz.